I don't feel that the majority of people actually know who we are here at NJSIAA. They'll see our signs that are up saying that they're at an NJSIAA championship, but they really don't understand that NJSIAA represents 259,000 student athletes. That's the 8th largest student participation in the country. That we have 32 championship sports, #1 in the country. That we have 25,000 coaches that we are working with, 434 member schools, 10,000 officials, that we're providing through our steroid testing, the first steroid testing program in the nation, looking out for the health and safety of our student athletes. That we're working with St. Peter's University Hospital through the Susan G. Komen Foundation to provide breast health education for our female athletes. That we're working with another foundation for dealing with skin cancer in the springtime. There are just so many things that are going on with our coaches' education programs, with Coaches First Aid, that we're looking out for what has to be our top concern, the health and safety of our student athletes, in addition to outstanding competition.
All right. Secondly, obviously the wrestling's in Atlantic City this weekend. What does that event mean to the organization, image-wise, financial-wise, just how big an event is it?
Well, it's a huge event, Mike. A huge event because we've averaged, since I've been here at NJSIAA, and we've been going to Boardwalk Hall, I think returning there in 2001, that we've been close to 40,000 fans there for the entire weekend, 10,000 fans per weekend. When you think of the fact that there are 336 wrestlers, and take the parents, that's only 672 parents that will probably show up. The other 10,000 people are just avid fans of the sport. New Jersey wrestling fans, I think, are probably the most passionate fans of any sport that NJSI runs throughout the course of the year. Financially, we have done very well in Atlantic City, but at the same time we have a large expense that's associated either through the rental of the facility, security, the workers that NJSIAA provides, the workers. There's expense, but when you think of the overall event, the people that come to the event, I think everything that we do there is extremely well worth it. I think, Mike, one of the things that we've done we've gone through 2 conference realignments. So as an association, we're looking to create less acrimony between the public and the non-public schools. But now, I think there are multiple issues. It's not only public versus non-public now. You're dealing with choice schools and public schools. The vocational schools have multiple sending areas. So it's not just one issue, but I think the concept and there are still that are strong feelings that are out there, and primarily I think it stems around the area that the non-public schools have the opportunity to draw from.
Mm-hmm. What about overall? Everybody, when they talk about New Jersey high school sports, one of the questions they bring up is an overall state championship in football. We've had, it's been every 4 or 5 years there seems to be a proposal. What do you see going down that?
Well, I don't think that, I see the proposal probably coming back again. And that's one thing that I think as an executive director of the association, any of the proposals that have come forward, we've brought out to the membership. If that's what the membership is looking for, then they'll have an opportunity to vote on it. We haven't tried to dissuade or have votes go in any one direction or another. But the concept of an overall state champion is one that's been discussed more and more and has come to the forefront more often than probably any other one of our rules, regulations, or tournament philosophies.
You brought up before the federal Department of Education with the disabled athletes and the mandate that they kind of put down. What has the NJSIAA done? What you know, as far as that goes?
One of the things, Mike, that we're doing, we're going to put a task force together and look at and get a better definition of the ruling and how it will impact the membership of NJSIAA. We'll also be working and trying to get more information from our Department of Education. We're looking at best practices from around the country. There are some states that have been more active in this than others. I'll be attending a meeting in April in Indianapolis. It's called the legal session of the NFHS, where this is extremely high priority for discussion. We'll be developing our new strategic plan for the next 3 years. This will be part of our strategic plan. So right now it's basically information gathering and then assessment, and then try to implement from there.
All right. You brought up the steroid testing before. Obviously, you spend $50,000 a year on it. It's been in effect for 6 or 7 years now. What's your take on the steroid testing? Is it effective?
I think it's strongly effective. I think it's something that NJSIAA needs to continue to do. It's a great program, and it's extremely important that student athletes know that we care and we want to make sure that we maintain a level playing field. I don't know if student athletes know how their bodies can be impacted by experimenting with something like steroids. And if we can stop one kid from taking or abusing, then I think we're meeting the goal of the association. The schools have been very supportive of the process. Our testing procedures and our protocols have worked out extremely well. We continue to look at updating the steroids that are being tested. We have an outstanding medical advisory committee that supports the concept. And I think what we're doing for the health and well-being of our student athletes, again, has to be our top priority.
And, all right. Lastly, Steve, there aren't too many states in the country like New Jersey. When you talk about, I mean, you have Wildwood with 300 kids. You've got Elizabeth with 5,000 kids. You've got all different areas. How tough is it for the NJSIAA to kind of meet the needs, or you know, meet the needs of a Wildwood and Elizabeth? Because you would think they'd be.
Well, Mike, they're all student athletes. They all want to be involved in program. I think one of our primary responsibilities is to provide the program for our student athletes. We are able to have our group classifications to be sports in a number of situations become sports specific, so we're able to deal with size of membership. We've continued to look at that over the course of the year. We've done a lot with enhancing our championships themselves by having more people involved in our tournaments. When we went to filling 16-team brackets 2 years ago, that's enabled more students to get involved in our program. And what we've seen is that some of those teams that are playing in stronger competition during the year and maybe one of the lower seeds have had success in our state tournaments. I think the more kids that we can get involved or keep involved, the thing I feel very good about is that as an association, we've continued to grow in the 10 years that I've been here, whether it be 5,000, 6,000, however many more students. We have not seen a decline in our participation. We've seen a consistent incline. So I feel good about that. We'll have to continue monitoring. We have to listen to our membership, and I think we've done a good job of doing that. And as exampled in our league and conference meetings, we hear from our membership on a monthly basis. Issues that are out there, areas that are concerned from the membership, areas that are concerned from us, and meeting together to melt everything together.